What's up, y'all? It's Alexiana. Welcome back to my channel. Now, judged by the title of that video, yes, I made 2 sex tapes. I made 2 of them, but I can send it to both of them. And this is pretty much like a joint story time and stuff like that. I'm going to be telling y'all that story time alongside the time that my ex had stole from me. So pretty much you get 2 for the price of 1. So let's get into it. And I know what y'all are thinking. Bitch, like, are they up on like OnlyFans or one of those nasty websites? Like, no, honey, like these 2 guys kept them to themselves, hopefully. So let's get into it. Now, the first sex tape that I had made, this is gonna piggyback off of the my auntie and I slept with the same man story time. I forgot what I had called the guy in the video and stuff, but we're gonna call him Omar. Now, we're going to rewind back to like 2020 to 2021. That's when we had first met and stuff. I remember we had met on Grindr and whatnot. And we hit it off instantly and stuff like that. And, he came to my house, I remember we sat on my back porch and stuff like that. He had smoked his joint and stuff. I sat on the porch, we were talking, shooting the shit and stuff. And, after a while and stuff, we got down to get down. And then he left. And then we lost contact for a couple of months and years and stuff like that. And then we recently had connected earlier on this year. And when he had came back, honey, let's just say he took this bitch to Pound Town, bitch. Like, he took this bitch to Pound Town, baby. Pound Town, he took a bitch to Pound Town. Like, he took this bitch to Pound Town, hunty. Like, I don't know if he took one of them honey packs or if he took some Viagra or some shit like that. But child, that nigga had took this bitch to Pound Town right here, hunty. Like, I remember he was just beating it, smacking me on my ass and saying nasty shit to me. Like, he was beating it, girl. Like, and then I remember after, like, I want to say the second or third round, I remember he wanted to record it, and I ain't gonna lie, like, it was feeling good, so what the hey. So I just went with the flow. So I remember he had propped his phone up on, like, my dresser and stuff like that. He was recording and stuff like that. And then I remember he held the phone. I remember, like, he was screwing me from behind and stuff. And he had held the phone like this, like recording my body and stuff like that. And hey, the boy was working it, so hey, what the hell? It felt good, so hey, what the hell? Like, go for it. But it's just like this. Like, if in fact, like, someone gets a hold to your phone and this gets out and stuff like that, and they find out who I am and they reach out to me and ask me, hey, is this Omar on the video and whatnot? I'm not with exposing, guys, but if in fact that gets out, and let's just say the person that you're with and whatnot comes across that video, looks at your phone and comes across that video and somehow finds out who I am and reaches out to me via Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok and whatnot, I'm gonna tell them, like, I'm not with exposing, guys, but I damn sure will tell them because I'm gonna clear my name, like. But also, if they were to leak it out, if they were to leak it out on somewhere like OnlyFans or Cornhub or whatever, like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I hope I get paid. Like, I'm damn sure gonna rack up some damn money. Like, shit. So, yeah, like, that's that on that and whatnot. So, not to let y'all in on anything and whatnot, but I'm just gonna say this. If you were to see, okay, I'm gonna say this. Like, if you were to see, like, a nasty video of a girl with a pink nightie with some black hearts on it, with some lace at the top, and her hair is tied back in a ponytail, that's me. I'm sorry. Like, that's me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was gonna put it out there. Like, if it gets out and you were to see a girl doing it on an air mattress with, like I said, a pink nightie on with some black dots or some black hearts on it with some lace at the top, and her hair is tied, and her hair is jet black and it's tied back in a ponytail. That's me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I hope I get some money out of this bitch. But hey, like, that's me. Like, what can I say? But like I said, I'm not with the exposing guys, but if in fact whoever you're with and stuff looks through your phone and sees that video and stuff like that, and they contact me and tell me, hey, is this you in this video messing around with Omar? I'm damn sure gonna tell them, like, I'm not with exposing guys, but if they reach out to me, like, what can I say? I'm not gonna lie. So anyways, that's that on that. Like I had said, like with both these X tapes and stuff like that, I consider it to both of them, so it is what it is. Now, with the second X tape, this happened recently and stuff like that. I remember I was on Facebook and I was chatting with this guy. We're gonna call him Ethan. And he's not physically attractive, but one thing about me, I don't go by looks anymore and stuff like that. I go by the personality. Like, if you have a great personality and you have business about yourself and all that kind of other stuff, like, and your personality bites, like, we can make something work. And, in my opinion, he wasn't physically attractive, but, his personality was there. His personality was A1. I remember we had talked through FaceTime on Facebook and stuff like that. And, we had like a 50-minute long conversation. Like, we got to know each other. He told me about himself and whatnot. I'm not going to tell you his business, but he told me, well, I'm just going to let you in a little bit on his business and stuff. I remember he told me, and one thing about me, ever since I was 21, I've always been attracted to older men. Did it record? So I had thought to stop recording, but anyways, like, ever since I was 21, I've always been attracted to older men. Like, he told me he's 44 and, he recently got out of jail and stuff like that for reasons I'm not going to disclose. And, he has an 11-year-old son and all that kind of other stuff. And, yeah, we were just shooting the shit back and forth and stuff like that. And then it came time for us to hang out. The first time we had hung out and stuff like that, we chilled in my room. We chilled in my living room a little bit and stuff like that. Like, he went out back, he had smoked the joint and stuff like that. And, just like with the other guys and stuff like that, we were shooting shit, getting to know each other and stuff like that. And then I remember, we had got a little drunk and whatnot. And then we went to the bedroom and he took a bitch to Pound Town. And that was that. Now, that was the weekend before this one. Now, fast forward to the previous weekend. I remember, he came to my place and stuff like that. And once again, he went out back and stuff like that. He smoked a joint and we were shooting the shit and stuff like that. And he didn't take it to Pound Town, but I did give him on that chair over there. And he was talking nasty shit to me, calling me a bitch and all the kind of other stuff, like, that really turned me on and stuff like that. And I remember, I ain't gonna lie, a bitch was putting in work, honey. Like, I was sucking on his balls, I was stroking it, I was massaging the tip, I was spitting on it, I was sucking the head, looking in his eyes. Like, I was putting on work on that D. What can I say? A bitch was putting in work. So, whatever. And I remember, randomly and stuff, during all of this stuff, he pulled out his phone and stuff like that and he was recording me. Like, he had it like this and he had it like this and stuff like that and he was recording me and stuff like that. He was like, oh, she licking the balls and all that stuff and she sucking the head and all the kind of other stuff. And just like with the other guy, like, it felt good, so what can I say? I consented to it, whatever. But just like with the other guy, hopefully you keep that to yourself and hopefully no one goes to your phone, because if someone goes to your phone and sees that and somehow they contact me and ask me, hey, is this you in that video? I'm not with exposing guys. Again, I'm not with exposing guys. But if someone were to look through your phone and find out who I am and reach out to me on social media, I'm not gonna lie, I'm damn sure gonna tell them. Like, it is what it is. So, if you were to see, in this particular video, if you were to see a video of a girl on either Pornhub or any other nasty website with a blonde bob on and like I want to say an old-fashioned looking Little House on the Prairie house dress on, giving sloppy on a big chair, and you hear a man's voice in the background, that's me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, hopefully none of these X tapes get out and stuff, and hopefully these men still have those videos to themselves up to this day. But if it gets out, hey, it is what it is. I told you, so hey, it is what it is. I can send it to both of them, so what can I say? And if I were to blow up off of these, hell, run me my money. That's all I gotta say. Pornhub or X videos or any of them other nasty websites, if you watching this video and them videos end up on your website, please cut this bitch a check, because the bitch broke as fuck. And the bitch trying to get paid. Okay! Anyways. Damn, it's damn weird. Anyways, we're going to fast forward to the other story time. We're going to talk about the time my ex stole from me, allegedly. So, this happened around 2020 or 2021. I remember I was working at a chemical plant at this time and stuff like that. And this around the time, I had broke up with my other ex and stuff like that. We had on again, off again relationship. He was an older guy. Like I said, I've always been attracted to older guys ever since I was 21. And he was an older guy and stuff like that. Not the ex that stole from me, but the other ex before him and stuff like that. We had on again, off again relationship. He was an older guy. He was 36 at the time. He was trade and stuff like that. He was a cokehead. Like, we had recently broke things off with each other, and yeah, that was that. Anyways, I remember I wasn't on Grindr, but I was on some other website and stuff like that, and he had hit me up and stuff like that. We're gonna call him Chef because Buddy used to throw down in that kitchen. And we hit it off and stuff like that. And looking back on it now at 28 years old, he wasn't really my type. One thing about me, how can I say this? I don't like nice guys. Like, I like rugged, rowdy, rough, aggressive, gangster type dudes. I guess because, you know, I was raised by an aggressive father, and I expect the guy that I'm with to be aggressive too. Like, I like dominant, aggressive, outspoken, thinking, manly men. Those are the type of men that I'm attracted to. Like, me and my sister have this discussion all the time. If I can run over you, that's a problem. And I felt like I could run over him, and that was a red flag for me. Like, he was a handsome man, don't get me wrong, and stuff like that. He was a handsome older man. He was 45 at the time. And he was a handsome man, but yeah, you were too nice for me, and I really didn't like that. Like, I'm glad, like, he broke things off with me and stuff like that, because, to be honest, like, you weren't really my type. It's just something that just pretty much happened. Like, it's pretty much something I just rushed into because I was feeling lonely and stuff, and I'm glad it didn't work out, to be honest. So, anyways, yeah, we hit it off. I remember he had drove down here and stuff like that, and I remember we were chilling on my couch. We were talking and whatnot, getting to know each other, and did we hook up? I'm not sure. I think we hooked up. Yeah, we hooked up and stuff like that. And then, you know, I remember I was doing laundry that day and stuff like that. And he was nice enough to take me to the laundromat to get my clothes because they were in the dryer. And yeah. And I remember we had went to him and his roommate's house. He was staying in Albany, Georgia at the time. I remember we had went to him and his roommate's house and stuff like that. His roommate, she was a very nice lady. We're going to call her Susie. She was a very nice lady. She had 2 kids and stuff like that. And they were real nice kids and stuff like that. And yeah, like, they were super nice and stuff like that. And there are times where, you know, I spend the weekend down at him and his roommate's house. And I remember sometimes, like I said, I spend the weekend at him and his roommate's house and stuff, and obviously I slept over there. Like, one thing about me, a bitch like me loves to get some Z's in. Like, I don't give a damn. Hell, I've done this ever since I was little. Like, I'll sleep in the middle of the day, honey. I don't give a fuck. If I'm tired, I'm tired. So yeah, like I remember I slept at his house. I slept over at their house many times because obviously, yeah, I was spending the weekend there, and plus we were dating. And I remember, yeah, like I said, I spend the weekend there and stuff like that. I sleep there and whatnot. And I remember this day like clockwork. I remember I spent the weekend there. It was time for me to go home and went back to Sylvester, and that was that. And I remember I had work the next day. And, work was work as usual and stuff like that. And yeah, the day ended. It was time for me to go home. And as I was walking to my car, I noticed, okay, if you have a car and stuff, you have the license plate in the back. And in the lower right-hand corner, you have a tag. It has your birth month and it has the year you purchased the tag. And keep in mind, like I said, this is around 2020 or 2021. I remember I was coming out of the work building and I was heading to my car. And the tag that I had on the back was not of the current year. It was of last year. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, I know I had purchased the tag. Like, what the hell happened to it? And I started backtracking in my head. I spend the night constantly at Chef's house and his roommate's house. And ironically, well, let me tell you, you remember how I told y'all, like, he had drove down here to see me and stuff like that? Well, that wasn't his car. That was his roommate's car. And also, like I said, Chef, the reason why I call him Chef, because, he be throwing down and stuff like that. Like, I remember there are times where he spent the weekend at my house and whatnot. And, he made breakfast for me and stuff like that. He made food for us and whatnot. And yeah, and also he had like this food service and whatnot that we're gonna call Tasty Food or something like that. And he sometimes, deliver food to people and whatnot in Albany and whatnot. But anyways, that's beside the point. Like I said, the car he was driving wasn't his car, it was his roommate's car. And ironically, his roommate had the same birth month as me. And I'm not trying to point the fingers, but either, like I said, I used to spend the weekend at their house and stuff like that. And like I said, I randomly sleep throughout the day. So I'm thinking to myself, either he snuck out the house one day and stuff like that. Because, sometimes when I be sleeping in his room, he'll go in his roommate's room and they'll be getting high together. Anyways, I remember, I'm going to say this. Not trying to point any fingers, but either A, he may have snuck out the house and probably peeled the tag off of my car and put it on his roommate's car. B, his roommate could have snuck out the house and peeled the tag off my car and put it on her car. Or C, one of the kids probably snuck out the house and stuff and peeled the tag off my car and put it on her car. Or D, maybe some random person at the job that I had at the time and stuff like that probably had the same birth month as me, peeled the tag off my car and put it on their car. I don't know. But I'm just saying, ironically, his roommate had the same birth month as me, and I used to spend the night at their house and whatnot. There's strong possibility either Chef did it, his roommate Susie did it, or one of her kids could have did it. Out of the four of them, because she had two kids, out of the four of them, one of them possibly could have snuck out the house and peeled the tag off my car and put it on theirs. I don't know. Because ironically, like I said, his roommate had the same birth month as me, and they stayed together, so what are the odds? Like, I'm just saying. But a bitch ended up going to the courthouse and stuff like that weekend and stuff like that, and then getting himself another tag. So everything worked out good. Plus, there was a lady there that kind of resembled Kate Winslet from Titanic. So yeah, and I told her that. So yeah, that's just about it for these two story times. I felt like I was rambling. I hope I made sense and whatnot. Like I said, with the two X tapes that I had made and whatnot. Like I said, I can send it to both of them, and if they somehow get out, oh well, I hope I get paid. And yeah. Anywho, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to insert my social media handles over here as well in the description box down below. So feel free to add and follow me on those. So until next time, peace.